Fresh woke up this morning. He got himself a gun. He got himself a gun. Oh my God, run, run, run. Fresh got a gun. Fresh got a gun. Okay, look. When I uploaded the Fresh and Fit podcast versus Albert and Preach, the truth behind the beef, I already knew that I was several stories behind. And I thought I was going to play catch up on this particular video. But now this story has evolved in the worst way possible for the Fresh Fit podcast. Okay. It's bad enough that you're going to challenge Albert and Preach to a fight. And then when they quickly accept, now you're backpedaling, and now you want to make this into an event. It's all about money. And they checked you on that. They said, okay, cool. If it's about money, we'll give you $20K just to show up. Win, lose, or draw. You can get $20K right up front. And now you're up here backpedaling on the boxing event. So this is not going to happen. I told you in yesterday's video it wasn't going to happen. All right. Now, and it's even worse for the Fresh and Fit podcast because they're losing hellified subscribers. They're getting downvoted on a rapid rate. Okay, I haven't seen a decline of a YouTube channel this massive since Joe Budden fired Rory and Mal live on his podcast. Well, he didn't technically fire them live. He basically fired Rory and Mal chairs that they happened to sit in. And Joe Budden, ever since that event, Joe Budden hasn't even gotten back to what he was before this incident. And he's been climbing ever since then. And somehow, somewhere, I'm pretty sure Joe Budden is watching all these events occurring with the Fresh and Fit podcast, and he's probably saying, thank God, social media can finally get off my goddamn neck. God damn. Can a brother live in these social media streets, okay? Now the anger mob can, tear down the doors of somebody else's YouTube channel instead of Wall, okay? Now I can get back to regular scheduling programming, hopefully, because he's been trying to climb out of that hole ever since Rory and Mal left the Joe Budden podcast, okay? But this is not about Joe Budden. This is more so about the Fresh and Fit podcast. They're losing members, subscribers, views, and it's looking bad out here in these YouTube streets for the Fresh and Fit podcast, all right? So, Fresh himself thought it was a great idea to show this on his Instagram stories of him going to the gun store and purchasing a gun, okay? I don't know why he think that this is going to put him in the best light, particularly when you're still in a situation with Albert and Preach is still looking for you guys. He is going to be coming to Miami, and he's done talking. He's about that work. He's willing to fight both of you guys. He'll fight one. He'll fight one, and after he's done fighting one, he'll fight the other. He doesn't care win, lose, or draw. He's not even about the clout. He's not thinking about no money. None of that stuff, okay? He's about fighting for his pride and for his wife. You guys totally insulted his culture, his wife. I mean, Jesus. I mean, he's about work, okay? So now he goes to purchase a gun and showcases it on his Instagram stories. That doesn't put you in the best light. I don't know why he would think that this will make him look good, because this right now is making him look bad. And maybe he had already had this scheduled before the events of Albert and Preach, and give him a benefit of doubt. Even though, why would you even promote it on your Instagram? You could just low key do this and no one would know. All right. But it just shows how clueless and brainless he is about how this reflects on him. Or, and a lot of people are going with this, what I'm about to say. This man is so afraid of preach that this fool is going to get a gun to protect himself. Fresh got a gun. Well, he got it, and he's going to get it, and he's going to use it. All right. So this is, look, and I said this in yesterday's video. A lot of guys love to run their mouths, or love to use their Twitter fingers and say X, Y, and Z about someone that they don't like, they dislike. It can either be jealousy, whatever the case may be. Wherever you want to apply the label to, that's their reason why they want to be tough guys on the internet. Keyboard thugs is what we should call these guys. A lot of guys are like this. A lot of content providers are like this. Most of content providers are like this. People in the comment section are like this. And it's you can really easily feel comfortable on the internet being an internet thug, because you don't have your face on your profile, or you're talking or you're talking about people a million miles away, and they're not going to travel to do any work on you. You're not about that life. You're not going to fight these guys, but you want to perceive to your audience that you are indeed a tough guy. Okay? The most notorious tough guys I have ever ran across with, or ever met, are the guys who don't even say anything. They don't promote that they're tough guys. You just kind of know that they're tough guys, okay? And they're about that work, and they're about that action, all right? And I say 99.9, that's a popular quote I'm using, because I used that exact same percentage on yesterday's video. But I feel like 99.9% of real tough guys, they're not going to do the things that Fresh and Fit are doing right now. It's easy to insult and talk about people's families when you're a million miles away, and you think that, hell, they're not going to travel to come get me. Well, your ass wrote a check. Well, your mouth wrote a check that your ass can't cash. Okay? It's just that simple. And I felt like if they would have just quickly apologized, instead of that lame apology talking about you're apologizing to your supporters on your behavior on a previous show, and wish the best for Albert and Preach and their future endeavors and things of that nature, yada, yada, yada. And it was edited, so ain't no telling how half crazy these fools would have looked if they would have posted their original statement. But even that statement was edited. If they would have just quickly apologized, address the elephant in the room, apologize, and basically say, look, we don't want no hands involved. We don't want no hands thrown at us. We're not about that. Yeah, you would have looked like the cowards that you are right now, and people would have trolled you and laughed at you and joked on you and called you frauds and this, that, and the third. But that clout was so important for Fresh and Fit. It was so important for these guys that these guys are willing to sell their souls, their pride, their manhood, their cojones. They're willing to sell everything and put it on the table. Everything was for sale for that pride. For that clout. That's how important social media is to a lot of these people out here. Social media to a lot of you guys out here is more important than air. It's more important than food, way of life. Okay? That's how important social media is to you guys. All right? And that's the reason why Fresh and Fit are in the situation that they are currently in. Now, can they come back from this? Yeah, they can come back from this. I said the same thing about Joe Budden. Joe Budden can come back from this. All right? Yeah, he's down right now, but guys, in another month, 2 months, maybe 6 months from now, people are going to forget about uh when the content start rolling in, particularly with Joe Budden, and they just try to get back to regular scheduling programming. People are going to slowly but surely forget about the incident between Joe Budden and Rory and Mal, just like they forgot about when Joe Budden had incidents with other members of this podcast, and it seemed to survive. All right, and the Fresh and Fit podcast is no different. Yeah, they're losing subscribers right now. They're losing members. They're losing views. They're getting hellified downvoted right now because they're the it. They're the ones that the angry mob, the angry crowd is at their door right now. All right, and eventually people are going to find someone else to get mad at, and they move on, and they grow from there. All right, but there's a lesson to be learned from all this. You shouldn't insult people that have the ability to meet you face to face. And you shouldn't be insulting people's family. You shouldn't be insulting people's culture, because all that is, that's pride. You're trying to, I just don't understand why Fresh and Fit went that avenue. And like I said in yesterday's video, instead of just attacking what Albert and Priest said, you guys started attacking the individuals. You started attacking the individual's culture, their family members. I mean, then you just go into analytics of YouTube. I know a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. They go into people's subscribers count or their views instead of just attacking the subject, because you know why? They're not smart enough to address the subject matter. They're just only smart enough to talk about someone's channel, or talking about someone's subscribers, or talk about someone's views. They could easily Google and go to Social Blade and all this other yada 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 stuff. Okay, but they're not smart nor intelligent enough or man enough to just address the facts that are on the table. That is it. You're just not smart enough to address the subject matter. Instead of the subject matter should be the event, not the person that's spewing the subject matter. But look, I feel like I'm done with this. If anything else happens, it just happens. I don't think really nothing's going to happen. I think, when it's all said and done, Fresh and Fit, they're going to cowardly bow down to this, and they're going to try to move on. They try to move on. I felt like in that last episode of their podcast, Myron was trying to just keep it pushing and keep it moving on. But Mr. Fresh wanted to stick his foot, and I apologize for the noise in the background. Mr. Fresh wanted to stick his foot back in his mouth again, saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, y'all still want a box? We can still do that. I'm about that life, Instead of just saying, "Look, we made a mistake. We apologize. We're sorry." Okay, and Fresh co-signing to it. I think even though the damage would have still been there, it would have been minimal at best, and they can just build from there and try to do their best to move on from that subject. Even though when they do live streams, people are gonna be bringing this up for the next couple of years. Okay, Fresh and Fit podcasts are going to be like the next Wings of Redemption. All right, it's going to be ongoing until they address it, until they publicly apologize and get past this. Okay, Joe Budden. Now, no matter how people, no matter what y'all think about Joe Budden, and he's egotistical. He's a maniac. He doesn't know how to work well with other people. He's not a good boss. He's not a good leader. I can go on and on and on about Joe Budden. But the one thing I would give Joe Budden some credit on is how he apologized later, even though it was a little late. Yes, it was late, but he did ultimately apologize, and now he's trying to pick up the pieces and move on. And I feel like the Fresh and Fit podcast, the quicker you guys go ahead and apologize, the bleeding is still going to be massive. All right. You need to hurry up. You don't need a Band-Aid for this wound. Okay. You need surgery for this wound. So, yeah, that's all I got for today. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I'm up out of here. Deuces.